Okay, what's going on, everybody? We are here, we're live. I want to thank you all for joining me today. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button because that's the most important thing you can do for me on this channel. What it does, that helps make sure that those who are subscribed to the channel will indeed get their notifications, and it also helps to push this video through the YouTube algorithm as well. Secondly, if you're new to the channel or maybe you've been ghost watching me for quite some time now, please, if you subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel and hit the subscribe button if you've been ghost watching, okay? And lastly, make sure, and most importantly, that you are following me on Telegram at TD Media Group to help circumvent social media censorship and shadow banning. You'll never, ever miss a notification if you are following me on Telegram. The link to my Telegram is in the description box below and will be pinned in the comment section as well once the stream ends. And now that we have the introduction out of the way, let's get the show started. Let's get the stream rolling. But you know what? As a matter of fact, before I get the show started and get the stream rolling, let me make sure that I'm actually streaming and rolling on Rumble and X. And I should be right now. Boom. Now we can get the stream rolling and we can get it moving. So, as we speak, the Democrat Party is completely collapsing. It is completely collapsing, and I am loving every minute of it. They are completely split and ripped in half right now between the insane liberal progressive wing of the party, and you can say now the establishment Democrats who are looking to pivot in a more moderate direction, right? As you all remember yesterday in the live stream we had, briefly, I discussed how Chuck Schumer had came out and stated that the Senate Democrats will not be voting on the spending bill that would keep the government funded up until I believe it is September, right? He came out and he said that. And what I articulated at the time yesterday was that them shutting down the government, because it would be on the Democrats, it's not going to go the way that they think. It just won't. It's going to backfire on them tremendously, given the fact that the outlook or the look on the Democrat Party right now overall concerning the American public is so dismal. They have a 21% approval rating. When you look at all the polls that explain, talk about, and show the agenda of Trump, what he's trying to push forward, everything that he's trying to do, all polls show and indicate that the American people are for it. The majority of the American people are for it. So for the Democrats to shut the government down just to stand in the way of Trump doing all the things that he said he was going to do would just make them look even worse than they do right now. And that approval rating is going to drop down from 21% to 11%. And Chuck Schumer, I believe, understood this. That's why he ended up having a change of heart and he folded like a lawn chair and then came out no more than 24 hours later just to say that he himself was going to vote for the spending bill because we just can't have a government shutdown. It's not something that I want to do, but it's something that I have to do and able to, in order to keep the nation moving forward. And we'll be able to essentially fight Trump another day. Well, in Chuck Schumer folding the way that he did, the DNC has completely been torn in half. And now they're even looking at pushing AOC forward to primary Chuck Schumer so that now AOC will go from Representative Ocasio-Cortez to Senator Ocasio-Cortez. Now we'll get to that in just a little bit. Oops. But what I want to do right now, and it'll also allow just a little bit more time for some people to come into the stream, I want to play some of this video here. Let me mute it first. This guy here, his name is Rick Wilson. Let me bring this down and pull him up. Rick Wilson, I guess he has a little pull and a little bit of say within the DNC, right? He has some influence. And this is just a perfect picture of how mad the insane progressive left half of the DNC actually is. Take a listen to this here. This guy is going to completely lose his mind.
This CR empowers DOGE, continues the random wacky cuts protects Donald Trump from the consequences of his actions, eliminates the possibility that Congress could stop the tariff wars. It is full of radioactive poison wrapped in a nougat-filled layer, covered in desiccated moose, rolled up in asbestos, and you're not going to convince me it's a bonbon, Chuck Schumer. Yeah. This man just cut the throats of Democrats who have been fighting every day to stop this CR. What in the hot was that about? It was absolutely the most politically irresponsible and tone-deaf moment you could possibly have. Now you've empowered Mike Johnson, empowered Donald Trump, empowered the MAGA GOP to continue to do what they're doing. Incinerate Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid.
Stop right there. You see, this is why your approval rating is 21%. I don't know how many times we have to hear Trump say that he is not cutting Medicaid and Medicare. Trump is literally trying to pass no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and guess what? No tax on Social Security. How is he looking to cut Social Security when he's actually looking to make sure that your grandparents, that Democrats like to weaponize, they love to weaponize their children, and they love to weaponize the grandparents and your grandma. And oh my God, what are they going to do? Trump is actually trying to make it so that your grandma can actually keep more money in her pocket by having no tax on Social Security. Does that sound like somebody who's trying to cut Social Security, or someone who's trying to put more money in your grandma and your grandpa's pockets? You see, once again, this is why your approval rating is 21%, Rick Wilson, and it's on its way to 11%. But carry on.
Burn down the government. Rifle through every single American's personal tax records, their health care records, their Social Security records. Shut down information about what they're doing to the American people. This is the CR is the most toxic piece of shit I could possibly imagine. And Chuck Schumer just went, nah, too hard. We're not going to fight it. They might blame us. Guess what? Let them blame you. Get in the fight. Show people you give a shit. Show people there's some line you won't cross. Show people you've got a spine and guts and heart and some blood in your veins. Jesus Christ, Chuck. Do you want Mitch McConnell, if he was in your shoes?
The language is so disgusting. Is this really what the American people want? In representation in our government, foul mouth heathens like Rick Wilson. I don't think so.
Would be Donald Trump every minute of the day. Mitch McConnell would have Mike Johnson rolled over on the floor, tied up in knots every day. If you can't do it, if you're the General McClellan of the U.S. Senate, quit and let someone who's got some fucking balls take the job. This CR is going to absolutely fuck your people. You're going to dishearten every Democrat in the country. You're going to hurt your chances in 2026. And when you sit there and go, oh, well, there's nothing we can do. Yes, there is something you can do. You can tell the story every day. You can go out every day and tell people the harm that is being done by Donald Trump and Elon Musk and Mike Johnson and John Thune and every other goddamn Republican who's leading this charge to burn this country to the ground. Am I mad? Yes, I'm mad. Is anger justified? Yes, it's justified. The fact that you people have a perfect setup, teed up opportunity where you could absolutely hang this around their necks like a fucking boat anchor and throw them into the deep end of the pool absolutely boggles my mind. That's it. End of discussion.
These people are unbelievably delusional and detached from what's really going on and detached from what the American people actually want. It is unbelievable how out of line and out of step they are with the will of the people. I mean, you're going on and on about DOGE cuts and things of that nature. I mean, look at this right here. There's a poll from CBS. Musk and DOGE should influence government spending and operations. 54% of the American people believe this. Approve of Trump trying to cut staff at government agency. 51% of the American people, the majority, are in alignment with this. Not to mention the fact that over 60% are in alignment with mass deportation. And the majority, overwhelming majority of the American people are in alignment with everything that Trump is doing. Everyone's in alignment except for the Democrats, except for the Democrats. And honestly, what we're seeing with Chuck Schumer is him trying to somewhat right the ship. It's too late. The ship's sinking, but he's trying. But when you look at the insane progressive wing of the DNC, which is AOC, Rick Wilson, and a couple others that we're going to go over right now, these people are going to fight this losing battle to the very bitter end. The DNC is going moderate, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to happen. That's how it's going to end up. They're going to go in a moderate direction. But it's going to be a while until we see it happen because this little civil war that's going on is going to occur for some time now, in which we're going to see these people go at it and just essentially slit each other's throat one by one by one by one until we essentially have a new Democrat Party with a bunch of new faces that we haven't seen before. Right? It's going to take for them to tear each other down in order for a new DNC to rise up. And in the meantime, while they're tearing each other down, I'll be here with my popcorn, streaming about it and enjoying every minute of it, enjoying every minute of it. And so now back to Chuck Schumer, right? Once again, Chuck Schumer, he folded like a lawn chair, right? Shut down Schumer, he surrendered. And he decided to say, you know what? I'm going to vote for the spending bill. But you do have, like I said, a good deal of senators that aren't going for it. Our man right here, Cory Booker, is one of them. Cory Booker said, I'm voting no. He's not doing it. He's not doing it. Senator Raphael Warnock said, here's why I'll be voting no on the bipartisan funding bill. And you know what? Now that I think about it, I want to hear what Cory Booker has to say, because he's always good for a good laugh. Honestly, Cory Booker is good for a good laugh. So I want to hear what he's going to say. Let me take this down for a moment and then pull it back up because I actually want to hear what Cory Booker said. I didn't listen to it, but we can all listen to it together. And like I said, hopefully it'll be worth it. I'm sure he'll just spout like the typical kind of DNC nonsense. But let's just hear it for ourselves. All right. So Cory Booker, take it away.
I am a no. I will not support what they're calling a continuing resolution, but it's not. It actually is a surrendering of the powers of Congress to the president and Elon Musk. He does not have the power to make spending decisions. Congress does, but not if we pass the CR.
Nobody ever said that Elon Musk has the power to make spending decisions. All he can do is make recommendations, and based on those recommendations, the Republicans will move forward accordingly in order to make the necessary cuts that they are in alignment with based off of Elon Musk's recommendations. So right now, you're just lying and you're saying stuff, Cory, that isn't true. You're saying stuff that isn't true, and you know it's not true. And the thing is, the American people, we all know that that what you're saying isn't true. And that's why your approval rating is 21%. I'm going to keep repeating that over and over again because I love it.
This would give them 6 months to do some pretty awful things. We've already seen what they're willing to do to the Department of Education, to the VA, cancer research, and more. And now this literally gives them license to destroy, to move large money around, to punish certain states against other states. They're cutting funding to local communities. There is so much bad stuff baked into this. Congress has a job to do. We swore an oath to uphold the Constitution, not to surrender Article 1 constitutional powers to the executive. Trump and Musk, I don't want them to have more power to do that. I will vote no.
They're not going to have more power. They're not going to have any more power than whatever power that Trump has right now. And there's only so much that he can do by way of executive order because we have systems in place that prevent a dictatorship from unfolding. You see that he's getting sued left and right every time he signs an executive order. Nothing is just going through 100% the way that he wants it to. on a majority of the things that he wants to do. He needs it absolutely to pass through Congress. Now, the Democrats may be able to shut down this spending bill, or they may be voting for the spending bill, I should say, because they can't allow the government shutdown to be essentially on their watch and on their hand. But as it pertains to, other policy measures and other policies that Trump wants to push forward, if the Senate Democrats want to block it, I guess they can block it, right? They can filibuster and do all that. And that wouldn't have a negative blowback on them. My point is that Donald Trump does not have free reign to be a dictator. They keep saying this over and over again, and it simply isn't true, Cory Booker. And once again, that's why you're at a 21% approval rating. So now let's go through a couple of the other Senate Democrats, because like I said, these guys, they're really losing it right now. They're really losing it. Let me take a moment to pull this down. And while I'm re-pulling the window back up, please hit the like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. And most importantly, please make sure you are following me on Telegram at TD Media Group. The link to my Telegram is in the description box below and will be pinned in the comment section as well once this stream ends. Okay, so now we have this back up on the screen. Cory Booker, you are dismissed. As you can see here, we have, Raphael Warnock. We talked about him already. Our good friend Jasmine Crockett, friend of the channel, Jasmine Loudmouth Crockett. Jasmine Crockett said, "It is clear that some of us understand the present danger and some don't. I stand by the no vote on the blank check for Trump and Elon. I've got no explanation nor agreement with Senate Dems being complicit in Trump's tyranny." Well, I mean, I guess we're all complicit in Trump's tyranny then, if that's the case, because once again, the majority of Americans are in alignment with this. We're in alignment with it. This is what we want, and this is absolutely what we voted for. Now, I want to pull this down for a second too, because Jasmine had some things to say, and I want to play it for you. So for some of you, you'll find some entertainment in this, and for some of you, your ears might start bleeding, but that's Jasmine Crockett for you. So let's pull this up right now.
Down, you can't be fired. And what does that mean? It does mean that people will not be paid, but it does mean that they will get their back pay. So hopefully we can stop some of the bleeding. We just saw that the Department of Education laid off 50% of their workforce. So I don't really understand why anybody would say, oh, we got to take the high road. Listen, he is decimating the federal government. And you're talking about whether or not we're going to keep the doors open. He literally is shutting down departments anyway.
And that's literally what we voted for. That's literally what everybody voted for when Trump won in a landslide, when it was a bloodbath. That's what we voted for. But they just don't understand that, and they aren't accepting of that. And they believe that they're not the ones that are wrong. It's the American people that voted for Trump that they feel that are stupid. There was a woman who was on The View. I don't have the video queued up, and I forget what her name is. But she was on The View, and she stated that, many of you have seen this video clip already. It went viral on X, where she was stating that essentially, Trump won the election because the American people, our brains are underdeveloped, like teenagers. This is what they think of us. This is what they think of us. I've heard Jasmine Crockett on numerous occasions state that Trump won because we are just not educated enough. We don't know any better. We're stupid. We need education. We're dumb. That's how the DNC views you and me, as dumb. Nothing is their fault. It's just that we're the ones who are stupid. But let's carry on, right? Let's carry on, because as you can see here, Adam Schiff stated what he said. Senator Schiff, I'm a hard no on the Republican spending bill, on cloture, on all of it. When a wannabe dictator, here we go again with the dictators talk, the same stuff that lost you the election the first time around. When a wannabe dictator is trying to seize power, it must not be given to him, not without a fight. And then we have AOC here who retweeted this saying, thank you, right? But here's what's interesting now that we get to AOC. This woman here, Sarah Ferris, she's a reporter for CNN. And she puts here news: House Dems so livid at Schumer that multiple members have directly urged AOC to primary him. They're trying to get Chuck Schumer out of here. They don't want him in government anymore. Get him gone. According to a member with direct knowledge, one member said they would write a check tonight at the caucus's Leesburg retreat. So they're already ready to cut the check in order to fund AOC's campaign against Chuck Schumer. They're looking at what he has done as apparently, treasonous to the Democrat Party. As you can see here in the CNN article that she wrote, Ocasio-Cortez mobilizes Democrats against Schumer's plan as colleagues privately urge her to consider primary challenge. The article reads, New York Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said Thursday that she plans to mobilize her massive base of followers to oppose what she described as an acquiesce by Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer to accept the House GOP funding bill. And I quote, I think there is a deep sense of outrage and betrayal, Ocasio-Cortez told reporters in Leesburg, Virginia, where House Democrats are huddling for their annual policy retreat. She said she and her fellow Democrats are texting, calling, sending carrier pigeons. We still do that in 2025. We send out carrier pigeons, like we tie notes around the legs of pigeons and send them off. Okay. To mobilize the Democrats against Schumer's plan to allow the GOP funding bill to advance. And she slammed Senate Democrats for their decision to completely roll over and give up on protecting the Constitution. Once again, they're still doubling down on this. The Constitution is being ripped to shreds argument, this talking point that lost Kamala Harris the election. Asked whether Senate Democrats need new leadership, Ocasio-Cortez would say only that she is focused on how to prevent her party from accepting the GOP bill. Too little, too late for that. The New York Democrat has been among the most vocal Democratic officials nationwide in the push against House GOP funding bill. Using her social accounts, Ocasio-Cortez has urged fellow Democrats across the country to exert maximum pressure on their own senators on the funding bill, which is the first major point of leverage in President Donald Trump's second term. Privately, though, House Democrats are so infuriated with Schumer's decision that some have begun encouraging her to run against Schumer in a primary. According to a Democrat member who directly spoke with Ocasio-Cortez about running at the caucus's policy retreat, multiple Democrats in the Congressional Progressive Caucus and others directly encourage Ocasio-Cortez to run on Thursday night after Schumer's announcement, this member said. I really hope that this is true as we round things out, and I'm going to tell you why. Once again, these DNC lunatics are out of step with the reality of what the American people want. For AOC, Jasmine Crockett, and the Hakeem Jeffries of the world to take over the DNC and become the official new faces of the DNC that are driving their insane policy forward, that will only expedite the downfall of the DNC. It'll only make it happen quicker. Because the policies that they want to push and the policies that they represent are the policies that we dealt with over the last 4 years with Biden, that the people overwhelmingly rejected, right? So for them to be the new faces would only mean that the downfall would happen that much quicker. So I hope she does primary, Schumer. I hope that they get everything that they want as it pertains to becoming the new faces and the new mouthpieces of the DNC. I really hope so. Because like I said, it'll just expedite their downfall, in my opinion, as far as I'm concerned. When it comes to the policies that they represent, they can't even sell them to the American people. Have you ever sat and listened to an AOC interview? Have you ever sat and listened to a Jasmine Crockett interview? They're not even good at doing interviews that are softball. They're better than Kamala Harris. I'll give them that. But even in their softball interviews, when they're talking to their DNC counterparts who are in media and online, they're still not good at articulating the policies and the agenda that they want to move forward, because they're knowingly pushing forward policies and an agenda that they know the people are against. So once again, by all means, I hope AOC and Jasmine Crockett take over the DNC, because that just means that that plane will fall out of the sky faster than it would have. And with all that being said, that does it for today's stream. Today is a glorious day. I love seeing the DNC collapse. I love seeing the DNC collapse. So now, before we head out of here, I want to thank those of you who showed love on the channel. I have to do that because I don't exist without everybody's support. I don't exist without your support. So please hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Make sure you're following me on Telegram. And let's get to the thank yous. Let's get to the thank yous. Let's get to the questions and statements. A matter of fact, let me take it from the top. Let me not be disrespectful to Miss Fig. Miss Fig was the first person to contribute to today's stream, and Miss Fig stated, "Have a coffee on me." I am definitely going to have a coffee once I shut this stream down, Miss Fig. So I appreciate you for getting that coffee for me. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. My man Cutthroat Ra, formerly known as Cutthroat Nash, I still remember your old username, said, "Was he this mad when Biden opened the border?" Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And for those of you who are coming in here late and you don't know who I'm talking about, or you don't know who Cutthroat Ross talking about, he's talking about this guy right here. We played this at the top of the stream, Rick Wilson. He was going crazy like a maniac, just potty mouth, cursing out of control, losing his mind. No, he was not mad when the border was wide open. He was not this mad at all. And he was not this mad when Biden completely tanked the economy and destroyed it. He was not this mad. But now that you have Trump trying to fix it, all of a sudden you're mad and cursing out of control. All right, Mr. Wilson, whatever you say. Shout out to College of Natural Health Science, BDA, for 12 months of service. I appreciate you. College of Natural Science Health, BDA, said, "You better thank a union member for Chucky." This is for Chuck Schumer. We appreciate you, Chuck Schumer, over here. We appreciate you for creating the chaos that you did, but having enough common sense also to make sure to vote on this spending bill, right? That we need passed. We need the spending bill passed so that Tom, Holman, Christy Nome, and the gang can get some more money to carry on with this mass deportation operation. Where is it at? You better thank a union member. You better thank a Chucky.
You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time.
Also, College of Natural Health Science, BDA. I seen you on Lennon Honors live stream giving out super chats. You better be back over here showing love. I'm watching. I'm in these YouTube streets. I'm counting pockets. I see what everybody's getting out here, and I see when my subscribers here are giving super chats on other people's streams. Okay. I'm watching you. I saw you, College of Natural Health Science, BD on Lennon Honors. I see you over there super chatting. Shout out to Jack. Jack said, "Love your channel so much, bro. Love your channel so much. I want to play devil's advocate. What if Kamala won the election? Where will we be? Please have fun with this question." If Kamala Harris won the election, I mean, I can't even, honestly, I can't even put into words like how horrible things would be. The border would be wide open still. It would be wide open still. And we'd still have like 10,000 illegal immigrants a day flooding over the border. as far as inflation is concerned, inflation has gone down in the first month that Trump has been in office. It has gone down. It's gone down. If Kamala was in office, it would have definitely went up. What she wanted to do, a bunch of silly stuff concerning price gouging, something that there was no evidence for, right? There was no, price gouging is not the reason why, the price of eggs and the price of food are what it is. So I can't even wrap my mind around how horrible things would be if she would have won. Honestly, I really can't, because the reality is this too. If she would have won the election, we all know that she wasn't going to be the one that was really running the country. Just like Biden wasn't the one that was really running the country. I mean, when you're on 1,000,001 speaking engagements and you're doing 1,000,001 rallies and you're doing 1,000,001 interviews where you're literally just saying the same thing over and over and over again, and you literally just cannot get it right, that doesn't sound like somebody who has the mental capacity to be president of the United States. So if Kamala Harris would have won, who would have really been running the country? That's the real question you got to ask yourself. And shout out to College of Natural Health and Science BDA, who ran back the super chat and said, super love. You see that's how you got to do it. You got to guilt people in the super chats. I appreciate you, College of Natural Health and Science BDA. I'm just messing with you. I appreciate you. You always show love on this channel. And with all that being said, that does it for today's stream. So I want to thank you guys for joining me today. I see a lot of you guys saying World War III. Yeah, definitely World War III. And you said Obama lost his 4th term. Yeah, a lot of people are saying Obama was actually the president during Biden's run, and basically a Harris presidency would have been Obama's 4th term. Shout out to College of Natural Science, running it back one more time. Super love from me and my black dog. I got to get that queued up. So every time you say that, I could play that Brandon Johnson, that stupid Brandon Johnson interview that he did, or press conference, he was complaining about having a black dog, a black wife, and black children, and that's why apparently he can't visit the U.S.-Mexico border concerning the migrant crisis. Oh, man. But anyways, once again, thank you guys for joining me today. Hit the like button on your way out. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Share this video on your social media platforms. And also don't forget to follow me on Telegram. That is extremely important. Telegram. You'll never miss a notification when you follow me on Telegram. So thank you all for your time. To the next video, peace, and have a great afternoon. In College of Natural Health and Science BDA, I appreciate you always. Thank you for your support.